Bienvenido a Vaughan 4.0. Nivel avanzado.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome to class number 31, and I'm good to see you back. It's good to see you back. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see you again. In fact, I'm delighted to have you back. Every time I see you, I think, wow, this person is a regular student coming all the time, so I'm really glad to see you. And for the moment, we're going to review. I'm going to go over the past conditionals again, and I'm going to remind you of two things before I do the past conditional. Centenares de problemas, hundreds of problems. Miles de problemas, thousands of problems. Millones de problemas, millions of problems. Now, you have hundreds of opportunities to find a good job if you learn English well. If you don't, I don't know how many opportunities you have. All right, let's go to camera one. All right, in the class, 2 classes ago, I was talking about Noah. You remember? I spoke about Adam and Eve. I spoke about Cain and Abel. And then I started talking about Noah. And Noah and his family were the survivors of the great flood. All right? The deluge, el gran diluvio universal. 40 days and 40 nights. And God didn't like the people he had created. He was unhappy with his work. If he had been happy with the people, he wouldn't have provoked the flood. If he had liked his work, he wouldn't have spoken to Noah. Nothing would have happened if God had been happy, but he wasn't. He wasn't happy because people were not worshiping him. People were bad, and he decided to eliminate the human race and start again from scratch, to go back to the drawing board and start again, but through one family, to propagate the future species or the future of mankind through one family, Noah's family. Noah, his wife, his 3 daughters, and their husbands. And at the same time, Noah put a male and female of every species on earth, every species on earth, into the ark to conserve them for the future world. And then, when Noah was ready, when the ark was finished, he looked up and said, I'm ready. If he hadn't been ready, God wouldn't have started the rain. But it started raining. And it kept raining. And it kept raining. One day, it rained all day. And then all night, it rained all night. It rained all day and it rained all night. It rained all day and it rained all night. Llovió todo el día, llovió toda la noche. Fijaos cómo la D del pasado del verbo to rain, rained, se enlaza con all. Todo el día. It rained all day. It rained all day. And it rained all night. Pero así no hablamos. It rained all day. All day. It rained all day, and it rained all night. Yes, and after about 2 or 3 days, the people who thought Noah was crazy stopped thinking he was so crazy. If the rain had stopped, the people would have thought Noah was crazy. Yeah, originally they thought he was crazy. When they saw him building the ark, they said, you're crazy. Why are you building that ark? And he said, I don't know, I want to build an ark. He didn't tell them why. But then when it started raining, after the first 24 hours, some people looked at that ark and said, maybe he knows something that we don't know. Now, if the rain had stopped after only 7 hours, they wouldn't have thought these things. But it didn't stop. It rained another 7 hours, and then another 7 hours, and then another 7 hours. And as it continued raining, conforme seguía lloviendo, as it continued raining, fijaos cómo usó it. Llueve todos los días, it rains every day. Llovió ayer, it rained yesterday. Y conforme seguía lloviendo, as it continued raining, more and more people congregated around Noah's ark and said, hey, Noah, the water is up to my waist, hasta la cintura. It's up to my waist. Listen, can you open the door to the ark? And Noah leaned over the ark and said, I'm sorry, but there isn't any room for you. What do you mean there isn't any room for us? It's a big ark. It's enormous. And he said, there isn't any room for you. Aquí room no hay sitio para ustedes. Well, why not? Because the ark is full of animals. Tigers, lions, giraffes, spiders, all kinds of animals. Well, and then as it continued raining, the people began to panic. Okay? And they tried to get on the ark, but they couldn't. All right? If Noah had opened the doors of the ark, the people would have gone in. Too many people would have gone in if Noah had opened the doors. But God gave him instructions not to open the doors to the ark. And so the people died. The animals died. Everybody and everything, every organic creature, every creature made of organic matter died, including trees. But Noah, his family, and the animals and other species and plants didn't die. Okay? And when the water receded.
¿Te está gustando este episodio? Hazte fan en iVoox para acceder a este y al resto de sus episodios extra desde otras aplicaciones de escucha.